Hello YouTube. So I've been playing on the set 10 PvE, which I would imagine a lot of other people probably have as well, or you know, they're waiting for the official release to drop. I thought I would talk about some of the fundamentals that might be changing in set 10. And there's quite a few, obviously, just the way Chosens work. There's still portals, so if you like the portals from set 9, you still vote at the beginning, but they're a little less extreme, some of them. But the main thing I'm going to talk about here is kind of the way Chosen, or they're calling it Headliner, I think, works with the new leveling system, right? So there's two things kind of intertwining here. There's just random footage of a game I was playing, but let's pull up a thing here, right? So in set 9.5 or 9, there was a lot of comps where you'd want to hit level 7 and you were just kind of down to send it to 0 gold. Sometimes maybe send it to 20, whatever, because sometimes you want to find a lot of 4 costs, sometimes you're willing to not find all the 4 costs and stay at like 20 or 30 gold. But the point is, a lot of people spiked at 7, right? Here's an example board: 6 Ionia, 4 Vanquisher. It was very popular for a while. It's still pretty good, but now with Vanquisher Spat, it's kind of way better. But this is a board, you hit level 7, right? You play like Ashe with Ionia Spat, set Irelia frontline, Jhin maybe holds items, or Ashe does, and you get to level 7 and you would just send it. I hope I find Zai, I hope I find Neela, right? That would happen a lot. I played challengers a lot in the beginning of set 9.5. I would go to 9, I would pray that I find Fiora, Kai'Sa, and some Demacia units. It was a very like normal way to play in set 9.5. Spiking at 7 was big, right? So why does this matter? This kind of looks a little janky, so I'm gonna take off the... Sorry for the flashbang. Holy shit, that hurt my eyes. Let's put it back on. Whatever, it looks weird. Okay, so in set 9, this is the same, right? You start the game at level 3 pretty much. You can go to 4 at 2-1 if you want. And these are your odds of seeing a headliner. So the way headliner works, if you do not currently have one, you haven't purchased one, you will see one every single shop in the bottom right here, right? You see this? This shop will always be a headliner if you don't currently have one. If you do have a headliner, you'll see one every 4 shops, right? So right now I already have a headliner. I think it's Blitzcrank. Yeah, my Disco headliner. So I don't see a headliner in my shop, but I'm rolling here a bit. And because I haven't seen one in a while, now I see a headliner Kane, and he's a 5 cost. You can see a 5 cost 2-star in your shop. Maybe I should have played this, but Heartsteel is kind of like the econ trait, which I didn't really care much for. And my comp was pretty good. Anyway, so headliners are a big deal. We have to play around them. At stage 3, you're guaranteed to see a at level 3, you're guaranteed to see a 1 cost. If you're level 4, and this costs the same as set 9, so this is not a big difference. But at level 4, you have a 20% chance to see a 2-star headliner. So like, I don't know if this will ever be a good strategy, but you can theoretically pre-level at before 2-1, and then at 2-1, if you see a 2-star 2 cost, you just kind of win streak, right? It's very hard to compete with that. Possible, it's a 20% gamble. Maybe it's not the best. Another strategy a lot of people have been talking about is that you literally just buy the first headliner you see. Makes it easy to play around, and then you'll start seeing the 1 every 4 shops a little faster in case you want to make a pivot. There's probably different ways to play around it. I've tried this to like pre-level and gamble at 20%. When it works, it feels nice. When it doesn't, obviously, you're still like strong. You're level 4. You can try to win streak even if you don't hit the 2-star, but it's good. Anyway, level 5. It costs the same amount as it currently does on set 9. To go to level 5, it costs 24 gold. At level 5, you are highly likely to see a 2-star Chosen, right? So if you see a 2-cost Chosen at level 5, if you really want a 2 cost, maybe you want to go to level 5 and roll a bit. I don't personally think that's a great play, and I just took in, this was actually changed. The game was patched today, so these are the new odds. It's 40% for a 1 cost and 60% for a 2 cost, so it's a little nerfed. Maybe people were rolling, I don't know. And your Chosen odds while you're at 6 though, you can start seeing 3 costs, which is nice. So if you want to go to 3-2 and roll it down, which is a very common way people play the game currently, you can start looking for a 3-cost Chosen, headliner, whatever, it's the same thing, and play around that. So that's good. Now here's where things get interesting. It is significantly cheaper to go to level 7 and 8 on this new set than it is currently, but your odds are a bit worse, right? So you still have a 1% chance to see legendaries at level 7 like you do live, but your chance of seeing 4 stars or 4 costs, sorry, is a little worse, and same at 8. Your chance at seeing 5 costs at level 8 is much lower. Everything went from 4 to 3, and then your chance at seeing 4 costs is also a bit lower, but it's way cheaper. and going to 8. So this is kind of the big thing I want to talk about, is that I think personally that going to 8 will be the kind of go-to way you want to, like, not cap your board, but start to be strong, right? So as we talked earlier, you want, in past sets, you go to 7 at 4-1, you roll it down. I think in this set, you're going to want to go to 8 at 4-2, and then probably roll down for a 4-cost chosen. When you are level 8, you have a 30% chance to see a 4-cost headliner chosen, whatever. I'm just going to keep saying that right. So at level 9, I can see a 5-cost, but if I was level 8, 30% of the time, if I don't have a headliner, let's say I sold mine and I just rolled, every single shop will have a headliner on the right. 30% of the time it'll be a 4-cost, right? So let's say I wanted TF. In this case, I did want TF. I didn't find him. I just settled with Blitzcrank. That's what I did in this exact game. I went to 8. I rolled down, praying for TF. Didn't find him. Blitzcrank's fine. He had Disco. They're both Disco units. You know, I'll take the frontliner, and then I tried to find TF naturally, and that's what happened. And it worked out. The board felt pretty strong. So yeah, it's significantly cheaper. And then to go to level 9, it is also way cheaper, right? So for level 7 to go to level 8 on set 9, it costs 60 gold. To go to 7 to 8, it's expensive. In set 10, it costs 48, 12 gold less. That's like a significant amount cheaper in this new set to go to level 7. Oh, sorry, to go from 7 to 8. And then again, to go to 8 to 9, it used to cost 84 and now it costs 76. Okay, when you combined all of these, it is 24 gold cheaper to hit 9 than it was in set 9. And I don't know the numbers for 8, but it's way cheaper for 8 as well. Well, 16 gold cheaper to go to level 8, right? So you can go to level 8 at 4-2 more reliably, and you can see 4 costs 2 stars at level 8. So if you can econ up, maybe you have to go to at 4-5, maybe at 4-2, and you want to play around a 4-cost carry, this is something you have to get used to. There's, I think, new tempo that you want to play around in this new set, because I don't think you can just plan a board like this, go to 7 and roll down. You're going to see non-stop 3-cost chosens. If like in this exact board, let's say somehow translate to set 10, I would have to settle between playing a chosen set or a chosen Darius or like a chosen Aurelia or like a Karma. And all those units do not do much for my board, right? You're playing around Zyre, playing around Neela, you might be playing around Karma if you had a Vanquisher spat. Shen's your front line that you care about. It would feel really bad if this exact board translated to the new set, because you can't really roll for it at 7. It would feel terrible finding all these chosens that are just useless to you. So yeah, that's pretty much what I want to talk about. And then when you hit level 9, you have a 10% chance to see 5 costs, which we just saw here. Right? I already had a chosen, so in 1 in 4 shops, I'll see a new one, and 10% of the time it'll be a 5 cost, which it was, which is like, you know, kind of high roll, but I didn't really need one in this case. But it feels like a Lucian, I might have taken it. And yeah. And then at level 10, it's even better. I think it goes up to like 40% for 5 costs, but level 10's fake. I don't think you should strive to go to it. It's like one of those things that you're just high rolling out of your mind, so you might as well. So if you want to play around a 5-cost chosen, you have to go to 9, and you might think level 9, no one ever goes to 9. Yeah, in set 9.5 that was the case, but it is much cheaper in this set. And if you want to play around a 4-cost, I think you should strive for level 8. Fast 8 is probably back. Don't quote me. We'll see when the set actually hits live servers, and I'll probably make a follow-up video. I just want to talk about the different odds, right? Maybe if you're wondering, you can come back to this video, or I'll make a text post on Twitter or something of the chosen odds or headliner odds at every single level, because it's hard to remember. Like, if you want to find Samira is a 3-cost. You want to reroll Samira. What level should you reroll for Samira? Well, 8 is your best bet in terms of percentage, right? You'll see her 60% of the time. Sorry, 70% of the time at 8, 60% of the time at 7. But maybe you want to do it at 7. You can tell, like, you know, 10% lower, it's not a big deal. I'll roll at 7 to save some money. At 6, you can find her. You can roll down to hope for find her at 25, but at 5, you'll never find her. At 9, you'll never find her. So yeah, it's nice to know just what you're gonna have to play around chosens, right? Like, I'm sure I talked about that earlier. Chosen, headliners, whatever, are a big deal. They give you 2 traits. They have a buff to that champion, and they're 2-starred right out the gate. Like, you care about it. If you buy a chosen, you should care about that unit. It should be a major player in your team comp, whether you buy it early just to hold items and sell it later, or you buy it late as like an actual carry, an actual tank. These things matter a lot. So yeah, just I wanted to talk about quickly just the different chosen odds at different levels, and how it's cheaper to go to higher levels now, and how that matters because of how that intertwines with chosens or headliners for the 10th time. Anyway, thank you. If there's anything else you want to know about the PBE or units in general, when the set actually drops, I'll release a video talking about what comps I think were good during the PBE and if they got nerfed and whatnot. And I will maybe stream up my rank climb. I don't know. Let's go for GM quickly this set. Anyway, stay beautiful, my friends. See you soon.